Hi, everyone, and welcome to the UMass, University of Massachusetts Amherst Spotlight Series. This Spotlight, we are featuring one of my favorite departments on campus and a department that we haven't had a chance to spotlight yet, so I'm really excited about this. It's the Learning Resource Center. These Spotlight series are short, sort of podcast style, little mini interviews where we get to know different departments across campus. So like I said, we'll be spotlighting the Learning Resource Center today. My name is Rachel Bukowski. I'm one of the Assistant Directors of Admission here at the University of Massachusetts. I'm also a very proud alum. I graduated in 2012 with a bachelor's degree in psychology and a minor in education. So without further ado, I'm actually going to have my panelists introduce themselves, and then we're going to get started. So Bula, take it away for us.
Hi everyone, my name is Bula. I use he, him pronouns. I'm a sophomore majoring in biochemistry and molecular biology on a pre-med track, and I'm from Chelmsford, Massachusetts.
Awesome, thank you. And then go ahead, Beth.
All right, hi everyone, I'm Beth. My pronouns are she, her. I am a biochem major, and I am also a senior this year as well. And I'm from Beverly, Massachusetts.
Hey everyone, my name is Tom Roberts. I use he, him pronouns. I am a graduate student in the Environmental and Water Resources Engineering Department, and I'm from Palmer, Massachusetts.
Hi everyone, my name is Lynn Tang. I use she, hers pronouns. I am originally from Westchester County, New York. I am the director of the Learning Resource Center. And also, like Rachel, I am a very proud alum. I'm actually a triple alum. I have my bachelor's, master's, and my PhD, which I got in 2012 in psychology, educational psych, and clinical psych. So nice to be here with all of you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you all for being here with me and giving us, like I said, a little spotlight on the Learning Resource Center. So first question, I think, is the most appropriate question, is what is the Learning Resource Center and what do you do? And just, kind of give us a little bit of insight on that. So Lynn, I think you.
So the Learning Resource Center is the departmental home to academic support and undergraduate research support on campus. We have three main academic support programs, from peer tutoring to study skills tutoring to supplemental instruction, which is our group review program. And then we also have the Office of Undergraduate Research and Studies, where we help students find research opportunities on and off campus in all majors and disciplines, all class years throughout the semester. So our academic support programs, it's really tailored to what your needs are. So if you would like one-on-one tutoring, our group of talented peer tutors can offer one-on-one tutoring. Or if you feel like you need to listen to the material again, you can go to a SI review session. All of our services are peer-to-peer, and our model is students helping students find academic and research success.
Bula, is there anything you want to add to that, like in terms of the student, like what does the LRC mean to students and how it's impactful?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm working as an SI right now for the LRC, and last year was my first year attending UMass, and it was completely virtual for me, which made it extremely difficult to meet people or interact with professors and actually have those important in-person interactions. And it was definitely much harder to interact with people in a 350 lecture class that was on Zoom. So being able to attend SI sessions, which were around 20 to 50 people showing up, where there were SI leaders eager to work with me and help out, was definitely much easier. And it actually introduced me to some of my best friends right now. And it really helped me making academic friends in meeting new people this year, because I've met all these people online and now I can actually interact with them in person. So I'd say that the LRC means community and support to me. My SI leader actually from last year has become sort of a peer mentor to me too. He's given me his contact information. We actually talk pretty frequently, and he's super nice, and yeah, I look up to him, and that's why I actually came back as an SI.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that little tidbit too. Tom, was there anything you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So I mentioned that I'm a grad student here, but I actually also did my undergrad at UMass, and I just graduated this spring with degrees in civil engineering and economics. And I just want to point out that everyone uses the LRC at UMass. It's like the thing to do if you're in a STEM class at UMass. You know, everyone goes to SI sessions. People seek out tutoring if they want support. It's really an awesome opportunity for students on campus. You know, I made extensive use of the LRC both as a student seeking academic support and as an employee, and it was such a great opportunity for me on campus.
That's awesome. And this question, we get this question a lot on the road when we talk to prospective students. And so what sort of like sets us apart, from other college universities? Lynn, I don't know if you want to take that one first, and then we can put it to the students. But what makes it kind of stand out?
Yeah, thank you so much for the question. I think what makes us stand out is our foundation of a non-judgment, warm, inclusive, welcoming learning environment. As Tom mentioned, everyone uses the LRC, and this help-seeking behavior is part of UMass culture. Everyone here, and some of us have advanced degrees, some of us are doing very, very well in college. We've all struggled in certain courses. There's not a single person out there who hasn't found an assignment or a course hard. And that's okay. At UMass Amherst, you don't have to struggle alone. There is a team of very well-trained, incredibly dynamic peers who are ready to help you. They have struggled before. They have taken those courses. They know how to succeed in them, and they want to help you. And they receive a lot of training and a lot of dedication to help you succeed and reach your version of academic success. And it's because of that we see 30,000 student visits. So when I say literally everyone uses the LRC, everyone uses the LRC, and they use the LRC a lot. So we are set apart because we are part of the culture and we are part of the road to academic success here.
I love that you mentioned that too, that it's, that everybody needs academic support at some point. And, I just don't think that's talked about a lot, in the university higher ed world. So I'm really glad that you touched upon that and that we have that support here at UMass. And so kind of going off of that, actually, what is the LRC mission statement? Like what, if you were to put it into a little statement, what would that be?
I think we, as a team coming back to campus, having been virtual for 18 months, we actually put it out to the team. And our student employees, they are our team members. And we came up with LRC Confident. And that's our mission statement. So LRC Confident, what does that mean? So it means that once you exit a SI session, a tutoring session, a study skill session, or a research session, we want you to feel confident. We want you to feel reassured. We want you to feel that you're not alone and that you have the tools to succeed and to keep on succeeding.
LRC Confident is totally the motto, and it's true, right? As I was an SI leader, and people come out of your sessions more confident. I know it's the same for tutoring appointments and research meetings. People leave these meetings confident. So it's not just a mission statement, but it's something that we see happening at the LRC.
Perfect. Lynn, you were just kind of talking about this, but we were talking about, students struggling and how it's here, the LRC is here for everyone. But you told us how many students you see. Are there any other statistics you want to share? Students and parents love the statistics of how many, people you see each year and what kinds of students you see. So any more, kind of insight into that would be super helpful.
Absolutely. I'm always so happy to share our statistics because it normalizes academic support and research support. So we see between 40 to 50% of the first year class in the fall. And we keep on seeing those students. The average student who comes to the LRC has a GPA of 3.1 and above. And they have that GPA because they seek help, they seek resources. And as Bula mentioned earlier, he found community. And so it's not about just academic support, it's about finding your academic community, your peer community. So we serve students who are really struggling and the students who have that A and want to hold on to that A, and every student in between. Everyone is welcome. You can utilize all three of our academic support services as many times as you want or as infrequently as you want. It's up to what you want to do with your academics and how successful you want to be.
And I'm glad you touched upon that too, that community feel. You know, a lot of people assume that just because we're a larger university, we don't have those communities, but so far you've all talked about them. And so that's just a really important piece of the UMass, you know, student life and student body is that community feel. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. Another kind of question that we get a lot is, you know, access. And I know because of COVID, this sort of it forced a lot of departments to sort of revamp the way they do things. So do you want to talk a little bit about that? You know, moving online, Bula mentioned it, how his whole first year was online, but, you know, moving online and what that, you know, forced the LRC to do and allow students to get access from not only no more in person actually, and only virtual. So Lynn, I don't know if you want to start on that one and then we can maybe move to one of the students, but.
Yeah, I'm going to start on this and then I'm going to actually toss it to Beth because she's one of our peer mentors and she was a tutor who's been through it all online and in person. So we have been really thinking about going online for a long time. With the pandemic, we had a week to pivot online because we wanted to be there during spring break. We had a notification that we're not coming back and we had that week to do it. And our peer leaders and our tutors and SI leaders hung in there with us. So we went fully online and we learned a lot of lessons, best practices, and we are a department guided by best practices and how people learn. So we really looked at metacognition of going online and the logistics. And with those lessons learned, we actually are creating more access points now because our tutoring is available both virtually and in person. So if you are working a double shift somewhere and you have that hour in between to connect with a tutor, guess what? You can dial in and connect with a tutor. We have drop-in tutoring, a tutor is waiting for you. If you can't make it to an exam review session, well, Bula's session was last week. Well, was this Monday, and it's recorded and you can watch it at your own pace. And so we have broadened access for students so that students who want to attend in person can, but if they need an online option, we have that also. And so Beth, do you want to talk about how your tutoring is set up for the flexibility of online and in person?
Yeah, definitely. So my first semester tutoring was in person because I was a sophomore. And so obviously when the pandemic hit, there was that challenge to move everything online. But I think the LRC as a whole rose to that challenge. You know, everyone was super eager to continue to make the service available so that students could get help when they need it. And so what's really unique about this semester is that we are doing this hybrid kind of setup. So they are able to choose in-person or virtual, which I think is a kind of makes the LRC more accessible to everyone. So if you're at home for the semester due to circumstances, it's really great that you can just have a virtual appointment and still get the same kind of help that you would in person.
I love that. And, you know, the pandemic did, you know, had so many bad, you know, parts to it, obviously, but it forced a lot of, you know, in terms of what higher ed, it forced a lot of departments to be able to pivot, like you said, and it really made access, it made it even more accessible. So it did have some benefits to it there in the end. Okay, so switching gears just a little bit. So I actually want to focus now mostly just on the student leaders, being, you know, if you could just go over like, what's the process of being part of this team? You know, you could walk us through that, what you do. Why did you apply for this job? I think each of you could answer this, and I think that would be super helpful. Actually, I had a visit today at a high school and a student asked me, do you have jobs on campus? And what are some of those jobs? And so I used LRC as an example, that this is somewhere you can work. And so if you could just kind of walk us through that process. Tom, I think, do you want to start this off?
Sure, thanks. So the LRC has a rigorous application process to get, you know, really successful students working for the LRC, and it was a really wonderful opportunity for me. So I was a freshman at new student orientation over the summer, and I went to the library and I heard a presentation, and one of the speakers there was from the LRC talking about these opportunities for student employment. And I heard about being an SI leader at new student orientation, and I thought, wow, that's something I want to do. You can't your first semester at the university because you haven't taken any classes to be able to support at UMass, but I was so excited to apply when I was during my spring semester of freshman year, and I was able to start my sophomore year. So I was an SI leader, a supplemental instruction leader for 3 years. And now I'm have a graduate supervisor role of the SI program, and it's such a wonderful opportunity for me to be able to continue providing academic support services at the university.
Awesome. I love that you continued it too in your graduate program. You know, Lynn and I are good examples of people who stuck around, but now Lynn, Tom and I are all good examples of people that stuck around. So I love that. So Bula or Beth, whoever wants to go next. I think Bula, you had muted yourself first. There you go.
Yeah. So actually my SI leader encouraged me to look into it more. And then I remember bugging Lynn about it a little bit through the emails, asking about what the process is and how I would apply. And then I applied at the end of my second semester, my freshman year. And I'm now working as an SI. As an SI, my roles are to be like working in close communication with the professor for the class that I SI for, and also to be a good support system for all the students in the class. I think it's very good for me to be working with the professor because it benefits me having that good relationship with him, and also it benefits I feel like I'm providing a good service to the students, being a good resource to them in the classroom.
That's awesome. You know, being helpful, I feel like is yeah.
There are many aspects to how it helps. It's not just a paycheck we get, so it's a good job, I think, compared to other resources.
I agree. It's much more formal, right, than maybe like working at a dining hall. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
Obviously. There's tons of jobs all over campus, but it's definitely more personal for sure.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Beth.
Yeah, so similar to Bula, my friend encouraged me to apply. And I was really drawn to this job just because I think it was the perfect opportunity for like me to take what I've learned in the classes and apply it in a way that like helps others. So like the majority of the like peer tutors are students themselves. So I think we're able to offer like a unique perspective on how to approach certain material because we've been through that before. And I've also continued, I'm a peer mentor this semester as mentioned. So I'm kind of tasked with guiding the new tutees and kind of showing them the ropes and helping them through their first semester at the LRC.
Thank you. Thank you all for sharing that. You know, I appreciate that. And like I said, I feel like it's just such a rewarding job to be able to help people, especially academically. I think it's awesome. That's why this is one of my favorite departments. It's just, I feel like we don't talk about it as often. Lynn, was there anything you wanted to add to that?
I think they summarized it so well. For any of you who want to apply, we really look forward to seeing your application. As Tom said, second semester freshman year or your sophomore year. And it is a formal process. You've applied to college, it's the same process. We need recommendation letters, we need transcripts, and also there's a test teach. And there are multiple trainings every single semester, multiple observations. We are very, very hands-on in how we train and engage in professional development for our SI leaders or tutors. However, if you're hired by the LRC, SI is a branded program, so you can say you're part of the SI training program. And as a tutor, you come out with College Reading Learning Association Master Tutor Certification, which is something you can put on your resume or CV. And that's all just being part of the LRC team.
It's funny you said, I was literally just thinking, I bet you this looks great on your resume for when you're applying to jobs after. I bet you it looks awesome. Okay, so just to kind of like, you know, sum it up and you know, kind of hit home, are there any final pieces that you want to mention? Anything else that we should know about the LRC? Lynn, do you want to start us off and then kind of go from there?
Sure. I actually want to just finish this off with saying, we hope to see you here. The entire team at the LRC, we are eager to welcome you to the 10th floor of the library, either in person or virtually, and we look forward to supporting your version of academic success at UMass Amherst. And now I'm going to turn this welcome to the best voices of the LRC, our peer leaders and our graduate supervisor.
Yeah, thank you, Lynn. Welcome to UMass, welcome to the LRC. You'll find academic struggle to be a normal part of your college experience, but that's why we're here, and we're really excited to get to meet you and to get to learn with you and get to experience all the struggles and joys that come with learning.
Yeah, so I just wanted to exactly kind of say that we wanted to welcome you to UMass, welcome you to the LRC, and we're looking forward to supporting you as you kind of navigate your college experience.
Everyone said it already. Welcome to UMass, guys. Yeah, we're looking forward to be there for you and be an important resource for you guys. And we really would like it if you guys utilized us through your journey.
Awesome. Thank you. Go ahead, Lynn. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, it's fine. I was just about to say, and this is why we are hoping that part of this welcome is that you will leave LRC with LRC confidence and that you come in and you develop LRC/UMass confidence. So actually, I have a question. Since we have very experienced peer leaders, what has been your best LRC moment in supporting students?
That's a great one. Whoever wants to jump in first.
For me, I guess my best moment would be like whenever a student just says they understand something better. You know, it's such a great experience to just have. I can't think of any one instance, but it's happened a couple of times, and it really makes you feel great as an SI leader.
Yeah, I'm kind of on a similar train of thought, is that I don't have a specific experience, but it's always so rewarding to like see the student improve as they progress through the semester, as they continue seeing you, they're kind of grasping that material, and it's always great to hear that.
Yeah, I'm working with freshmen right now, so everyone's a little nervous because it's their first semester. But it's definitely good seeing them be comfortable enough to approach me after lectures or while they see me in the street, like to ask me questions and being able to speak to me without feeling like I'm judging them.
Yeah, a lot of high school students think, you know, they just, I feel like when they think about working with getting help, getting tutoring, they think about professors. But for some students, that can be kind of intimidating too. So I'm glad you all touched on that having that student experience and being able to go to a peer versus maybe a professor. And obviously we have those support services as well, but you know, being able to go to somebody who's on, you know, on your level versus a professor. Oh, awesome. Lynn, anything else?
Yeah, I think my best moment is after 15 years at the LRC and watching this grow. It's extraordinary that I get to sit in a room of dedicated peers who give up their Sundays and Saturdays to go training, who hold sessions from 8 p.m. to 10 o'clock, who tutor on Friday afternoons, all because they want to help their peers succeed. And that is both humbling and amazing and something so very unique to UMass Amherst.
I agree 100%. All right, well, thank you all for sharing with us and for letting us interview you and kind of pick your brains about the LRC. I just want to remind everyone who's watching that obviously if you're watching, this is recorded, so you're watching the recording, and that this is on our YouTube channel. We do have an admissions YouTube channel, and we have many more spotlights on that YouTube channel that I encourage you to check out, where we've been spotlighting different departments throughout this pandemic year where we had to move virtual. So again, I just want to thank my panelists, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day.